I wanted to find some really good examples of companies that sell products that follow the Catalyst framework from Jonah Berger, and it was surprisingly difficult. There were certain elements of products and their marketing that were consistent. So, for example, things like free trials were super common. But what I found really surprising was that there are a lot of products that are kind of a second choice. They're not the default solution in their category. They're not the top of mind brand. And I thought in situations like that, companies would be very focused on things like loss aversion, because it's very difficult to persuade somebody to not go with the default solution. But it becomes easier when you're framing things in terms of you're losing this by going with the default solution, and will prevent you from losing that. Now, one example that I thought pretty well exhibited the concepts in the Catalyst framework was this company, Outreach. Outreach is a sales automation system. So the core of their product is basically email automation for sales teams, for BDRs, for SDRs, and account executives. Now, one thing that I thought was really effective here was looking at the case studies. You can see this is framed in terms of loss aversion rather than what you gain, what you stop losing. So DocuSign saves 10 hours per rep per month and increases pipeline with Outreach. Also, this case study with Zoom as their customer, from misalignment to delivering the right messaging every time. So the implication here is that things were misaligned at Zoom, and then Outreach comes in to solve that problem, to plug that hole, rather than just focusing on these are the additional things that Outreach provides. And if we look at their homepage, we see sort of a similar demonstration of the framework. We can see that close deals faster. It's not just we're going to increase your revenue or grow your profits. It's you kind of already have these deals in your pipeline. We're going to help you close them faster. So it's kind of like preventing you from losing those deals, or just increasing the rate at which you're able to close deals that you already have. So it's easier to persuade somebody when you're framing things that way rather than this is some incremental thing that you're getting. All right, some other demonstrations of the framework is giving users agency. So we can see here, request a demo is an option, but it's not the only option. There's also see a product overview. There's a sign up now. And you're giving users an experience where they have a choice. And of course, a lot of companies use this other aspect of the framework, which is social proof. So Zoom is a very recognized brand that most people know. So this is kind of corroborating evidence that supports the idea that we should go with Outreach. DocuSign is also well known. Adobe, Microsoft, very, very well known brand names. So this is a good example of how to use some of the concepts in Catalyst on a website, and you can also do this through advertising. You can do it through all different types of marketing communications. Email is another really effective way when you're kind of doing that one-on-one persuasion to get somebody to change their mind.